Good morning. It is October the 17th. And today is Thursday. I have some yarn I need to get mailed off to Miss Julia for her Honor Society project. I didn't have a chance to get it mailed off yesterday, so it's going in the mail this morning. And yeah, I did want to tell you, for those of you that watched anyone's video about the Spin Right tent sale and about calling versus emailing, it doesn't matter which one you do because you may get through immediately when you call. Like I called Tuesday morning right when they opened up. It was probably about 15 minutes after they had opened, and I did not get through to a person, so I just left a message of what I wanted from the tent sale, my telephone number, and my email. And then that afternoon when I got home, I thought, well, maybe I better email it. Maybe it didn't go to the right person, something. So I did email what I wanted again in the order. And Wednesday evening, about 6:45, I get a call from Spinrite. We went over my order, and of course some of the yarns were already gone. That was okay because I was able to substitute some other things instead that I had thought about getting but just didn't. And they couldn't have been nicer and more helpful about it. And I did tell her that I had emailed an order but disregard the email order. And once again on the phone gave her the email order that I had so they'd know not to call me again or to reorder that. And she said that's fine. She said we're staying late this evening to try to get these things out. And I said, yeah, I know. I think you guys close at 5. And she said, yeah. She said, I've been getting home, been able to leave about 7:30 each night during this month. But we know, that it happens. So I gave her my credit card information. She gave me a total. I know it's going to be way less than that because it's US dollars versus Canadian. And she said, I will tell you, I'm going to pack this up first thing in the morning. Your order is the first one that I'm packing up. And it should be to you in about 2 weeks. Okay, fine. She said, and I'll also make a note so they know to cancel the order from the email so that I don't get a duplicate order. Couldn't be nicer. So if it takes a little while, just be patient. They're working hand over foot over there to get the orders out, and they have some excellent deals on those yarns. And like I told my husband, I said, well, the only bad thing about ordering the yarn for the prayer shawl group is then I want some of it. I don't really need it, but I want some of it. He's just laughed. He goes, yeah, but are you going to take any of it? I said, yes. When one of the orders, one of the yarns was out, I ordered an extra bag, and I'm going to keep the extra bag. But I did tell him, that we need to make sure that I get a copy of that so I can cross out that extra purchase off of there so that they don't think they need to reimburse me for that. I said, either that or you can donate it. He said, whatever. So we'll see. Who else likes watching The Masked Singer? My husband and I got hooked on it last year, and we're loving it this year. Now, last year, I had the last 3 of them. I had 2 of them. I knew every one of them with the exception of Tommy Chong and T-Bone. I didn't realize that T-Bone could sing. I have watched the cartoons with him, with T-Bone in it, but I just didn't realize that he could sing. So, but my husband and I argued about Gladys Knight. He said, that's not Gladys Knight. I said, it's Gladys Knight. I'm telling you it's Gladys Knight. He said, how do you know? I said, because she was well known for her Georgia peach pies in a restaurant in Georgia when she had the restaurants. I said, not only that, but when they showed uh, the kitchen scene that had the train in it, the train had an M on it, Midnight Train to Georgia. Hello. And then when she sang that one last song, I think she sang Natural Woman. I said, I've heard her in concert, and that's Gladys Knight. So we laughed about that. He goes, you were right. He said, I thought it was Patti LaBelle. I said, nope. And we argued about the peacock. He thought it was Neil Patrick Harris. I said, nope. From the first time I saw that peacock, I said, that's Donny Osmond. He said, that's not Donny Osmond. I said, that's Donny Osmond. He goes, Donny Osmond's in Las Vegas doing shows. I said, I don't care. That's Donny Osmond. He goes, what makes you think it's Donny Osmond? I said, Joseph, colored, splendid mini color coat, whatever it was, the Broadway show that he was in. I said, and besides that, I know the moves, Donny Osmond. When I was a teenager, Donny Osmond and Michael Jackson were it for this girl. They were my big crushes. My little sister, her big crush was David Cassidy. I didn't care. Donny Osmond and Michael Jackson. So we had a couple of giggles about that. Now we have, when the first guy that was cut with the ice cream cone, Thomas kept telling me, that is Ninja. I said, it's not Ninja. He just signed a $30 million deal with MSNBC for Mixer. You know, leave YouTube. It's not Ninja. He said, nope, it's Ninja. Ninja can sing. I said, I don't know. I've watched some of his podcasts. He goes, it's Ninja. So when they revealed and it was Ninja, I was like, uh-oh, I think this is your win. This is your year to win all the correct guesses. So we've been having fun guessing, you know, who each and every one of them is. It's going to be interesting because they've got some pretty good talent on there this year. It's getting difficult. And Paul Schaefer, we went back and forth about whether it was Paul Schaefer or not. And Thomas said, well, he said, who is it you're thinking? I said, well, didn't Martin Short play something Glick? And Thomas goes, yeah, but you're thinking of Martin Glick. He's dead. I said, yeah, that's true. So then we got into it, and then I was worrying about, well, what was the Glick character name that Martin Short did? Oh, yeah, it was Jiminy Glick. So these little cute clues are interesting, and both of us love mysteries, so we're having fun with this show. Yeah, I'm stalling. Okay, today's scrap project is a lovely little bracelet with scrap items. Basically what you want to do is, normally I do these out of cotton, but you can use any yarns you want to. I do this with a lot of my thread cottons, holding 2 and 3 of them together, because I don't enjoy crocheting with the number 10 as much anymore, unless I'm doing beaded bracelets. So what I have been doing is leftover pieces of yarn like this. Basically what it is you will start and hold your just chain to go around your hand 3 times to where your button would be. Once you get that chain length, you want to look and see, okay, I need to make a button. You want to make sure the button hole, and it's just an extra chain. You just want to make sure it'll go over your button, and it does. And then you just want to slip stitch all the way back to the beginning. Now, I would leave a longer tail than normal when you start your chain, and then you're going to finish off, and then you're going to take that yarn through your button, either up and down, if you have a 2-hole, 3-hole, 4-hole button. But this has a shank. This was a shank button. So I just went through it with the yarn one way, tied some knots, then took it through the other way, tied some knots, and then I took it through one more time, and I used my beading needles because it's a little easier. Then you want to just tie it off real good, and then I finished off. I couldn't find my clear nail polish. I like to put a little dab on there at first, let it dry. So I had this lovely, this color on this nail, and put that on the end, and then there at the very end. It's not going to focus because there's too much of me there. Then I also put a little drop of E6000, let it dry, and then you can just, when you go to wear it, you're just going to wrap it around your wrist several times and then take it over the button. Now, this is acrylic yarn, so I knew it was going to stretch, but I don't mind that, you know, because it does make a nice, cute little bracelet. You do not have to slip stitch. You can actually crochet several rows. You can add beads to it along the way. You can use a bead instead of a button at the end. I do have a lot of large beads, but I just had these two buttons sitting right here. This one and this button. And I use those buttons for clasp for some of my beading, when I do beading bracelets, just because I want something different than the normal big bead. Sometimes buttons look nice on there. So whenever Joann's has buttons on big sale, I tend to get as many different flavor of buttons as possible. But yeah, that was a quick and easy, and took all of maybe 10 minutes, 4 of it looking for my E6000. Didn't take long at all. And like I said, you can use leftover yarns, you can use your cotton yarns. I have a lot of size 10, size 3, size 5 cottons, and they all come out really nice looking. So play around with it, have some fun. And now I'm off to go mail the box, and then I'm sewing for the rest of the afternoon. So I will see you again tomorrow. Everybody, have a great day. And remember, choose kindness.